New Zealanders are watching with great interest.
Question number 9, Catherine Delahunty.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker, tēnā koutou te whare. My question is to the Minister of Health. What is the total cost of legal action spent to date by his ministry to oppose the claim that family members have the right to be paid to care for adult disabled children?
The Honourable Tony Ryle.
Mr Speaker, according to the Ministry of Health and Crown Law, the total cost of this ongoing legal action to date is just under $1.4 million. I'm advised this covers some 6 years.
Catherine
Supplementary,
Delahunty.
Mr Speaker. Did his ministry consider an alternative strategy to litigation after losing at the Human Rights Tribunal and losing at the High Court on this matter?
The Honourable Tony Ryle.
Mr Speaker, the member will be aware that this case is currently before the courts. I am limited with what I can say. However, I must tell the member that the strongest advice that we received from the Crown Law Office was that this ruling had implications for other parts of public policy and public support, and that's the reason why the government's made the decision that it has.
Catherine Delahunty.
Supplementary. Does he agree with the Ministry of Health that we can have, quote, no idea how many families would take up the offer of paid work for care if the policy was changed?
The Honourable Tony Ryle.
Mr Speaker, I think we are getting rather close to some of the matters that are before the courts, but what I would say is that clearly the Ministry of Health's calculations of the financial impact are based across a range of scenarios, and it would be correct to say that we wouldn't know exactly how many people who are currently not being supported by public funding would switch to be supported by public funding if the rules changed. So from that point of view, that is correct.
Catherine
Supplementary,
Delahunty.
Mr Speaker. How can his ministry say that fixing this discriminatory policy would be, quote, fiscally unsustainable if the costs are not known?
The Honourable Tony Ryle.
Mr Speaker, the costs are not known exactly because there are a number of variables that can produce a range of results. But what I can say to that member is that the government has nothing but admiration for the people who support their families in these very difficult circumstances. However, governments of both hue have recognised that there are some very serious implications for government support across a wider variety of areas than just this.
Question number 10, Charles Chauvel.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.